You know how hard it is to imagine saving a significant amount of money when you're freaking living paycheck to paycheck? I have a little trick for you. Now, I know this works because I've had to do it. There was a time in my life that I was so broke that I was eating this dish that I would make called Rice Surprise. Now, what it was rice, but the surprise is if you were still hungry, meaning if I was still hungry, I got to eat more rice. I was on government food. Yeah, it was hard. So I had to find some tips and little tools to help me create an abundant life. And while I do not stress for money anymore, and this is what I teach women, how to make more money and bring money into their life through their mindset, this is one of the tips that I highly recommend doing for 2025. Now, it's around the same concept of these books and those banks where it gives you a denomination and then you put the money in every, time you get it, spare money. You probably have been seeing those things on TikTok. I would suggest either make one yourself or pick one up. They're like $10. But it's hard to imagine being able to fill it up when you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? So this is the trick. I call this luxury tax. So one thing you're going to want to look at is how much are you eating out or stopping for coffee or grabbing something at the convenient. These are luxuries that we have in life. So whenever I would go through a drive-through or I would go to the convenient or we'd go out to eat, I would create a luxury tax. If I was determined to run to a coffee house and get a coffee or take the family out to dinner, then I would have to delegate anywhere from $1 to $20, depending on how much money I was spending to put into my bank. Meaning, if I went and got a $6 coffee, I would have to take $1 and put it in the bank. This wasn't punishment, but it's a luxury tax. So if I took the family or if I take the family out, I still do this. If I take the family out to eat and it's $100, then that's automatically a $20 luxury tax. Now, I also do this on trips to the grocery store sometimes where I'll be like, yes, $10 back. Right? If I'm spending $140, what's $150? $10 back, take it, put it in the bank, luxury tax. Even if it's 25 cents, if you're like, I'm going to buy a pack of gum or whatever, okay, luxury, 25 cents, a nickel, whatever the hell it is, take it and put it in there. This is a habit you are developing to create more abundance in your life. Now, what I want you to understand is this is a habit, right? So there are going to be times at the beginning that you might forget about it. But the minute that you remember it, put the money in there. If that means having to write it on your hand to stop by the ATM or get cash back to put in that bank, make the reminder because we're creating a new habit. It might seem like it's very little. Oh, well, if I'm just putting a quarter in there every day, that shit adds up. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm moving out of the keeping my CDs and stuff in the bank and taking it home and putting it under the mattress, I think.